What useful unknown website do you wish more people knew about? Just to recipe.com, paste the URL to any recipe, click submit, and it'll return literally just the recipe, no ads, no life story of the writer, no nothing except the recipe. Edit, in response to the feedback about using services like this to get past ads, yes, I totally understand that it's technically stealing. Here's my reasoning. 1. I don't do it with every recipe, just the really egregious ones. Some will automatically scroll you back to the top of the page if you lock your phone. 2. The alternative to bypassing ads and preamble is closing the page and looking for another recipe. I'm not going to run myself through a gauntlet of bullshit just to make chicken nuggets. I'll find another source that found a healthy balance for ad space. I will accept ads if they aren't intrusively obnoxious or worse. If content creators want to run ads, great, no problem with that at all, but they should consider the user experience with how those ads are implemented into their content. Terms of service, didn't read summarizes terms of service and rates them for privacy. 12feet.io, it bypasses all paywalls and removes all ads from any web page I have found. Show me a 10-feet paywall, it'll show you a 12-feet ladder. No install, just copy and paste your link. Evernoise.com, this website contains every obscure subgenre of music imaginable. You can find some great music you've never heard of there. Russian ska was just as funny as I thought it would be. My 90s TV, it's a great novelty website to kill some time and easily lose yourself for hours with nostalgia. Basically, it uses YouTube videos to simulate watching TV in 90s, and you can specify what year you want and what categories you want to see when you change channels. There are also my 00s TV, my 80s TV, my 70s TV, my 60s TV. Sci-Hub, get almost any research paper for free. Just copy the link of the document and it'll show you the PDF library Genesis free PDFs of math, physics, chemistry, biology, medicine. Finished my degree thanks to this one. A bunch of times a book of a course was just too hard to find or incredible expensive to but in LibGen I got the digital PDF of the book in a few seconds, very neat. OpenLibrary.org, you can borrow books across a shit ton of different library systems without having to register for them. HaveIBeenPwned.com allows you to see if your online accounts have been released in a data breach. You can also get email alerts if you've been in a breach. This site is not only useful, it's educational and depressing. It's educational and depressing. Two great tastes that taste great together. If you're interested in languages or trying to learn a new language, I recommend Forvo.com. You can look up a word and hear native speakers pronounce it. It's based on volunteers uploading their recordings of the various words. It's pretty useful for when you're working on your pronunciation. Forvo.com, Forvo.com, Forvo.com. Your username would sure make a useful website. 10-Minute Mail provides a temporary email address for you to cut and paste into those pesky insert email to sign up or read the rest of the story or whatever. 10minutemail.com. I find these disposable mail services have become more and more useless since most sites that require registration recognize and don't accept them. Most sites only block the well-known ones on the first page of the Google results. It's whack-a-mole and the moles are winning. Radio.garden, you can hear radios live from all around the world. I recommend accessing on computer or installing the app on mobile. Flightradar24.com, wondering where that plane, jet, or helicopter is going? Check them out. When you click on the icon of the plane, etc., it brings up call signs, travel log, make and model, and other various bits of info. Sometimes you can track military planes. Therese, one that flies over my house at a certain time of the day at a low altitude that I was able to identify. I also used it to track the flight my mother was coming into town on. Additional note, if you really want to track interesting military aircraft or don't want to pay for Flightradar24, AdsBExchange, globe.adspexchange.com, has almost everything Flightradar24 offers without the crappy subscriptions and is completely free. It doesn't block military aircraft, random planes, and information about aircraft unlike Flightradar24, and it was created for aviation enthusiasts to track aircraft and not for the money. Even though vanilla AdsBExchange doesn't show where the aircraft came from and is going to, this Chrome extension built for AdsBExchange, chrome.google.com web store detailed ESB add-on tifedafulchfolkbojkantnaja, to show that. You can press the U button in the top right corner to view all military aircraft currently being tracked. I made that extension. Thanks for mentioning it. I'm always open to feedback or suggestions for new features. .venreply.com. It hasn't been updated for years but makes for great bathroom reading. If you need to glue two things of differing materials together, www.thistedhat.com. I really wish they wouldn't just lump all plastics together on that site. They should either remove plastic, or break it down by major type. Desmus.com. If you're doing any graphing, it's much easier than a graphing calculator like a T. Desmus got me through so many math classes. I hope it's more widely used now than when I was in school because it's a lifesaver. It's literally the official calculator for Indiana online standardized testing now. Project Gutenberg. Taking all the books that are copyright free and making digital copies available. In college and the school wants you to buy the complete works of Shakespeare for $40? Duck that noise. Free. Gutenberg.org. I adore mynoise.net. It's an archive of customizable sound generators with everything from music, nature sounds, sound cancelling, ambiances, and meditative drones, etc. I focus best with some kind of white noise, and this website has a ton to choose from and is free. My favorite feature is the customizable, animated sliders so you can listen to storms that ebb and grow automatically. It is great for TTRPGs too. The sound engineer who runs it has put together all kinds of specific settings like churches, cities, forests, fairs, dungeons, etc. Seriously, people should check it out. Clickable link, mynoise.net. Mealime, it's an app. Instead of doing those expensive meal deliveries, this app lets you pick out the recipes and builds a grocery list for you. It's amazing. Step-by-step instructions, and you can filter dietary restrictions. I love it. I go back to it whenever I get in a food rut. And it's free. If you're in the US, weather.gov is the only place you should be getting your weather information. This is especially true for major weather events. It's a government website, so there are no advertisements. Unlike the Weather Channel and other commercial outlets, they don't have to create fake drama to scare you into coming back for constant updates so they can get more ad views. I can't tell you how many times the Weather Channel and others reported on a blizzard like they were covering a war when weather.gov correctly forecast a minor snow event. You know how winter storms have names now? That's not actually a thing. It's something the Weather Channel made up to make storms more menacing. Depending on who you are determines if it's useful or not, but ResoEtus.org is a very informative site of the ongoings of the world. The event map is interesting to explore. Such a tragedy, traffic incident, public road accident, United Kingdom, M6 fire destroys lorry full of bird's eye potato waffles. Edit. For anyone concerned, here's more information and some photos from the scene. Ransomware ransomware.malwarehunterteam.com. If you ever get ransomware in your computer, you can take an encrypted file and out it into this website, and it will tell you if any security researchers have cracked it so you can get your files back. And if it hasn't been cracked, you can sign up for email notifications so when it is cracked you get an email. I haven't used it, but someday it might save me or you. www.whatafduckshouldermakefordinner.com. Similarly, MyFridgeFood will give you recipe based on what's in your fridge. www.atlasobscura.com. Find hidden places in a city you want to visit. Although touristy places are also listed. Found out my city has a publicly available collection of over 8,000 brains collected throughout the years. Neat. One from each visitor. Rome2Rio.com gives you full directions from any two places from door to door, including trains, buses and ferries. With options to fly to nearby places and take transit to get to your final destination. I was pretty surprised when it even had local bus companies in out-of-the-way place in Philippines. I use it in all my travel planning now. Extra bonus for me, as it's Australian. Archive.org. I discovered Gunsmoke radio show today. I found this back when COVID lockdown started. I was really missing baseball, and they have radio broadcasts of games from the late 1930s to the early 70s. So much fun. If you are looking for a way to discreetly browse Reddit at work school while looking productive, here are some good websites. NewsOutlookit makes the front page look like your email. Sordit makes it look like a Word document. CodeReddit or Reddishell make it look like code, so Reddit makes it look like Stack Overflow. I work in a supermarket bakery. Which website do you suggest I use? Breda.com. It's the east they could do. The one that shows you the deep ocean and its creatures. I would share the name but I forgot it. Lol edit, found it, Neil.fun. Libraryofbabel.info. It's called the Library of Babel. You'll find that this comment has theoretically already been written. Not just theoretically, libraryofbabel.info, for those who are unaware, the library is basically just a huge collection of random text. But you can search it for patterns. Theoretically, it contains everything which has ever been written, or ever will be written. Okay, someone get to work finding out where the winds of winter is.